Hi, everybody, and welcome to Alter States with Rachel on the Ascension Network. So, how is everybody? Are you excited to be here? Well, I know on Thursdays we have kind of switched it up because Jennifer and Victor was so kind to jump in for me on Monday night whenever I wasn't feeling it well. And look at this on this side. I got my little thing showing there. I look like I'm, I don't know, from the 50s or something. You fix that. That'll drive me crazy. So yeah, Jennifer and Victor was so kind to fill in for me, and I'm very appreciative of that. And I'm feeling so much better. Yay! Go team, go. So I'm kind of curious as to how y'all are feeling. Now this is the deal. I am slipping up on my words. Hey, Carol. Hi, Victor. I am slipping up on my words. I don't know why. It's kind of been so, and I'll keep saying weird 100 times. So it's just been weird. I'll have days whenever I'm so sleepy, and then I have days where it feels like I'm so high. And like today, it is taking me so long to do the simplest task. And I'm like, okay, I've got to ground and center because I feel very like airy-fairy, very flighty. And that's where I am. And it's kind of hard to ground. Hey, David. Hey, Kelsey. Hi, Brigitte. Happy birthday, David. Or late birthday. Happy belated. Kelsey, how's that job? You got one yet? You got two yet? You wanted one so bad? Oh, I understand. Alice, you're here at the restaurant, so you had the volume off. Oh, are we at Alice's restaurant? Do y'all remember that song? Alice's restaurant. Get what was the lyrics? You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. I know y'all got to remember that song because I only know it because somebody was. I think I honestly might be too young for it. Maybe. I don't know. So tell me, Carol, I feel like you was just twisted today. Twisted. I get that. So I'm wondering by twisted if you made it like conflicted. Carol, you remember the song? Yeah, Alice's Restaurant. Yeah. And my dreams have been crazy. But like this morning, I stayed up till like 2:30 in the morning, and then I got up at 6:30. It's really been weird. Really been weird. But I have normally I'm on a kind of like some sort of a schedule. So if I'm tired, I just go to bed, and then if I stay up, I just stay up. It is what it is. Alice, you've never heard that song, huh? Oh my gosh, that'd be like all the Delilahs saying that. What's other songs? Amanda. There's no songs named Rachel. You've been fighting a weird migraine all day and had weird dreams this week. Yeah, Kelsey. I know it's kind of weird because I normally don't remember my dreams. So whenever they do stand out, I know that they are like there's something to it. And I had this really weird one where I knew I was in a funeral home, and I was it has the aspects of lucid dreaming where you are aware that you are in the dream, but I don't think that this was a lucid dream. I think I was in a way just kind of walking myself through it. Again, not a lucid dream. Sounds like it, but it's not. But I was in a funeral home, and I knew who was in the casket, and I was aware of that. And I remember asking, like, is such and such in the casket? And they were like, yes. And then, of course, I had like an emotional reaction. And then I went, okay, so what day is it? And they told me like today's date. And then they said it's either this day or So, for example, they were like, it's either the 14th or the 24th. And I was like, okay. And then I went into take a deep breath. What do you smell? Do you hear anything? Look around, look behind you. And then as soon as I started kind of like interacting with that, then I popped out. But I think because of the person, that's the reason why I popped out. So that's the reason why I don't think it was a lucid dream. Kelsey, you had a dream in the night that you was at your grandparents. You woke up trying to figure out where I was because I knew I wasn't there. I haven't been in the house since 2005. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so Kelsey, I love stuff like that. Especially whenever you know for sure, that you haven't been there. It almost makes me wonder what time period, like what was going on at that time for you, if you can remember like a specific age. And Kelsey, that's really cool because whenever we talk about time travel, and I do believe that time travel is legit and that we can do it, but also think of energy work and that time in that way of time travel. So if Kelsey, that was me and I had that dream, I'd be like, okay, why did I have that dream? If I didn't know and I couldn't pinpoint it, I'd be like, it's fine. And then I would send energy back, or I would try to think about what you were dreaming about and kind of send healing energy or release that energy. And you kind of can do like whatever you feel called to do. And if you take something away, just remember you have to replace it. So that's one reason why I don't like to take things away. I just like to transmute. And it's the third time you've had that dream. Yeah, that's really kind of, yeah, I'd say, Kelsey, there's something to it. But yeah, you can send energy back to it. And even if you don't know the situation, you can say, okay, then I would like to go back to the day before, and then just kind of talk to yourself and like give words of encouragement. Like, hey, something may happen. It may not happen. Who knows? But it'll be okay, and it's just weird. It's almost kind of like you're cleaning up or clearing up the energy of what's to come. They do that a lot with NLP. But you can do that to a time period where that was significant to you. And if it's something that you're working on now, then you can go back and clear up that energy then. If you know, for example, like you have a dentist appointment next week and you're going to have all your teeth pulled or something, like crazy work, something you're afraid of, you can send energy work to that day. Yeah. Alrighty. So, good little coffee talk, coffee chat. So, who wants a reading? Does anybody want a reading? Does anybody want a reading? And the other thing is, I'm kind of like Carol, and I'll twist it up. I don't know where my mouse is. I guess the cat got it. But I don't know where my mouse is. I guess I left it at the office. So I'm having to do it old school with my finger. So whenever I go like this, I'm not being a DJ. I'm trying to see what I'm doing. All right, David. Let's see. David Valentine. Mr. David Valentine. Scoot my chair down a bit. Maybe. I'm coming, I promise. I'm whispering that way. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, let's pull some cards for David. David, thank you for me, not Mr. I know if you're Mr., that makes me a miss, right? Thank you for joining. It really makes me feel good. I like to see I like to see that because I guess technically I haven't come out of the closet spiritually or metaphysically yet. You know, most people on my friends list know what I do, but some don't. And not that I'm hesitant to put it out there. It's just like, I feel like it is what it is. And if you see it, you see it. And if not, whatever. I feel like I got all my cards just up here, all in my business. I got all these cards up here in my business. All right, David. So I pull 5 cards. The first one is the 4 of Wands. And of course, Wands is jobs and employment and security. And so here, the 4 is, you know, this is like structure. It's family. It is security. It's stability in the home. And that's kind of like what it shows. It's like they're down at the plaza and there's these 4 wands and it's like a celebration. But this is all about, it's like romance, prosperity, joy, networking. It's partnerships. It's successful partnerships. And then it is followed by the 6 of Pentacles. And Pentacles, this is it's security. It's material issues. It's money. This isn't like your job. To me, this is like old money. This is your foundation. I want to say estate. These are things that are going to help you for the rest of your life. And even though your job will help you for the rest of your life, this is more, this is deeper. So, Pentacles, that's like the earth sign. So those are, so the earth are the things that you need. It's like the things that are down home. It's that. And the wands, that's more of the fire signs. That's like the passion, like the immediate. So it's like the wands are the things that take care of you now. And the pentacles are the things that sustain you. Hello, Heather. And so here the 6. So the 6 is, you know, this is like creativity. It's spiritual health. It's balance. And that's what it's kind of indicating is just be aware of the balance. You need to give, but you also need to receive. And then you can give too much. And that's what it's just, well, I'll go over in a minute. I'm just talking about the cards right now. Then it is followed by the 4 of Swords. And so the swords, this is your thought, it's your mind, it's your intellect. So this would be like air energy. This is that very, it's fast moving, but again, it's air energy. Okay. So here again, the 4, it's all about, it's structure, it's family, it's that security, stability in the home. And this is like, you know, it's just resting between battles. It's a hiatus. It is, I know a lot of people think that swords are like harsh cards, and they can be, just like our thoughts can be harsh. But this is just what it is. You know, it's just taking that rest, not pushing yourself, and realize why you're not pushing yourself. So the next one is the major arcana, and it's Temperance. And so Temperance, this is all about, you know, taking the situation little by little, having patience. You can kind of see on the card that they have the 2 chalices and it's pouring the water. And here, this is like, you know, consciousness. And I know that's not thoughts, but it is like a little bit about thoughts. But you see that, that they're pouring it from the cup, you know, to each cup, to each chalice, and it's not spilling. Again, it's that balance. Then it's got the 2 of Cups. And so cups, this is emotion, it's feelings, it's your perception, and this is the water sign. And so here the 2 is all about duality. It's relationships, it's partnerships. And the 2 of Cups is all about romantic. It can be romantic, partnerships, but it also can be business partnerships. These can also be like very sincere, very healing partnerships, like in friendships. It's an exchange of ideas. Hello, Tina, my taco Tina. Hello, Tina. So that's what I feel like this is about with you, David, is these new partnerships or new ideas that are coming in that is going to be more healing. So it's going to be on the emotional aspect. I am going to pull a card about what is clarity for this Four of Swords. Okay, so I asked for clarity on this Four of Swords, and what came up is the Page of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles, it's security, it's material issues, it's that wealth. And the page is all about that new energy, that fresh, that younger energy, and new ideas. But this is all about information coming in. It's also like it could be a small amount of money. It could be manifesting. It's financial opportunity. It's skills. It's all of those things. So, David, I would say this reading to you is all about it's about your job, but it's more about your career, where you are sustaining your career. You're doing things to advance your career. It feels like it's not just networking. So to say, oh, it's networking where you're going out and meeting people, it feels more. It feels like you are physically going there. And I won't say doing like an internship, but it feels like you are physically going there and you're doing something, but it's more than networking. Almost like I don't want to, like a co-op, like it's a hive project, kind of like where you share, but that's what it kind of feels like. So it just feels like that's what you're doing. And just to be aware that don't be shy about giving your ideas. Don't hold back. Don't feel intimidated that your ideas aren't good enough. Like it's giving you the go ahead to share. And I think that this rest or this hiatus, that's what you're doing. But it's just like where people go on vacation because they need to rest, but it's like this adventure and they are actually climbing like the Himalayan mountains. And then somebody else's idea of the vacation is going to the beach and just laying there like a big old well and eating and drinking and like getting sunburned. So those are two totally different vacations, but it's still somebody's idea of relaxing. So, or vacation. So that's what this feels like. It feels like that it is a hiatus or a break, but you're still being active because this is something that you love. So it's just like how I love school. Like I'll always be a student. I'll always, like I'm thinking, hopefully my husband's not watching, but I'm actually thinking about going back to West Georgia and taking some classes. And it's not, for a degree, but it's just to take some classes because, I got all this time in the world. But they got the transpersonal psychology department and I just want to take classes. And so that would be my fun time. That would be my fun thing. And that's how it feels. It feels like whatever you're doing at this co-op where you're sharing these ideas, that this is your fun, that's what you enjoy. And so here with this temperance, keep sharing. Don't worry about it. Again, it's like trying the situation little by little. Of course, I wouldn't go in and as a know-it-all, I wouldn't go in with that ego, but go in with excitement and enthusiasm because people really want to see enthusiasm right now because everybody is so tired. And it'd be nice to see somebody with some enthusiasm, as long as they're not behind you blowing the horn, like not that kind of enthusiasm. And I think it's going to lead to some great ideas, some partnerships. But I think that it's really going to introduce you to some emotional relationships, whether somebody has went through the same situation that you went through, and you're able to provide guidance or just hold space, and that is going to be healing. Um like it's almost like a counselor. I don't know if you're going into the mental health field or where like you're an advisor, but it almost feels like it's going to be that like that big brother type deal where they're like, I don't know what to do. Like, okay, well, this is what you can do. And this is what happened. It feels like that you're going to be offering guidance, and to you that is healing. I don't know if it's because you can give back or it's actual healing. So David, I hope that resonates. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And I really hope that resonates because it sounds like an awesome thing. I would love that. Really cool. Especially, just sounds really cool. All righty. Yes, it does. Thank you. I know that's the thing is I don't get any feedback. And I guess I could do the really cool stuff like Jennifer does and bring you on screen to see. We should do that. I don't know how to do it. Maybe I don't know. Does somebody want to come on the screen and I'll do a reading with you? Maybe we can try it. Why not? All righty. Let's see. All right, Carol. Because sometimes I feel like I go over and over and over and I'm so wordy, but I'm that in real life anyway, in real life. But I feel like I say too much, but I feel like because there's not that human connection, I'm trying to make sure you understand what I'm saying. And Lord knows I love metaphors. I love metaphors and some tacos. Can I get an amen? All right, Carol. What does Carol need to know? All right, Carol. So pull 5 cards for you. And the first one is Page of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles, it's all about security, material issues, and wealth. It's that old money, that foundation. And again, it's Page. This is new energy. It can be younger energy, but it's just new energy, newer ideas coming in. It is also about small amounts of money. It can be about manifesting. It's, opportunities. It's just new ideas, like fresh ideas coming in. Then it is followed by the 7 of Swords. And we love swords, don't we? So swords is your thoughts, is your mind, your intellect. Again, it's those thoughts. And so it's like, when you look at this guy, he has got all these swords and it looks like he's tiptoeing away. And so 7, this is all like spirituality, it's religion, it's like that higher purpose. But the 7 of Swords, this is all about like feel like you've been ripped off, like things have been stolen, like a loss. But again, the swords, like that's air, and air can be fast moving energy. So perhaps something was stolen, but now you don't have to deal with it, So it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. And then I'm gonna put the story together in a minute, just in case you're new. I know you're not new, but just in case people are watching. So the next one is a King of Wands. And again, Wands is jobs, employment, security. And Wands, it's passion, it's fire, that fire energy. And so the King, of course, this is like the masculine aspect. So that is the energy of things that are being like black or white. To me, not being very fluid. I also see it as somebody who knows. And I'm not saying that masculine knows, feminine does it. It's just, I see it as this different, like they know, like beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yes, 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 yes. And to me, the feminine aspect could be like, Well, you don't know the whole situation. And it's like they try to incorporate all of the aspects. And to the King of Wands, this is communication, it's hard work. I also see this as your upper chakras, so the crown, the third eye, and the throat chakra. I see those chakras. Then it is followed by the Ace of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles is your security, material issues, and wealth. And the Ace is all about new beginnings. And this is seen as big money card. So here you got, the Ace, but you also got the Page of Pentacles, where you've got big money. And this also has to do with the month of July. And we in July, Carol. So maybe you're going to get some big money in July. But this is also seen as the miracle card. Then it is followed by the Seven of Cups. And again, 7 is that spirituality, it's religion, it's lessons, it's learning lessons. And cups is emotions. And so whenever you look at this card, you see the 7 cups and you see all these things. There's a snake. There is, I don't know what all they are, but there's one that is hidden. So that could be the mystery. But this is all about like many choices, but there's still options that are not known yet. It could be fantasizing and daydreaming. So, Carol, we'll ask for clarity about the 7 of Swords. Okay. So, ask for clarity on the 7 of Swords, and what came up is the 8 of Swords. How ironic. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. And so, here she is. She is blindfolded. She is bound. And she's in a semicircle of swords, right? And so 8, it cycles. It's just kind of like karma. It's just like what comes next. But it's what comes next for the necessary thing. It feels like it's just like the next step. Yes, a process, but it's the next step. So it's just like if you had to do all this paperwork, like for a mortgage, it's not that they're picking on you. It's just like you have to do all these things, and then this step leads to that step. So the other cool thing is I asked for clarity for the 7 of Swords, and what came up is the 8 of Swords. So again, that just says that it's the next thing. It's what has to happen. So here you got the Page of Pentacles. This is some new information coming in. Then you've got this feeling of being stolen from, like that loss. So it could be so we got the 7 of Swords and we got the 8 of Swords. And so the 7 is just like a feeling of loss or things being pulled out from underneath you. It almost feels like that things were pulled out of your way. It doesn't feel like it's bad or negative. It just feels like almost like you were walking and everything kind of cleared your way for you. And then so you're able to just like you don't know. And so here with this 8 of Swords, it's not that she's bound. It just feels like she's not doing anything and all these things are being cleared out for her. That's what it feels like. It feels like all these things are being removed and it's part of the process. And then you got the King of Wands. So Carol, I'm just really kind of wondering if you're manifesting. That's what this feels like. It almost feels like perhaps you are playing with manifesting. And I say that to say you might pick something totally crazy that you want to see, that you know you're not going to see, and you're starting to see it. And you're excited about this, and it's making you just realize, oh my gosh, if I can manifest a burnt chocolate chip cookie, then I can manifest other things in my reality. That's kind of how it feels like. It feels like you had this big, like Oprah aha moment, like, oh my gosh, I figured this out. And now that you have figured this out, you see what's available to you, and it feels like there's so many options that it's limitless. And you're like, what can I do now? What can I do now? That's just what it feels like. It just feels like you're playing around. I mean, you're not playing around like it's being respectful, but you are seeing what you can do. And it feels like all these obstacles have just been like pulled out of your way. That's what the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords feel like they've just been taken out. Very cool, Carol. Very cool. And I just want to tell you a little story right quick. So whenever my husband and I first got together, we wasn't married yet, and he needed some money. He needed some money. So then, we started pimping. I'm just kidding. We didn't. We really didn't. But, like he was in the trucking business, and, he needed a large sum of cash, and it was unexpected. And I was like, don't worry about it. And I was like, it will be fine. And he was like, oh my God, this girl is so naive. She's so cute, but she's so naive. Like, I need money. And I was like, look, a check is going to come tomorrow. And y'all know what? A check came, and it was from an old account. I'm talking about like 5 or 6 years ago. Like that's how it was. It was an invoice that was never paid, and it had came. And he was like, huh? I was like, yeah. Anything else you need, honey? Anything else you want to need? And so to get the check in the mail the next day from somewhere totally expected, yeah, very, very cool. So my husband's a good manifester. Most people are, because most people don't realize that you can manifest good things and bad things. And we're just looking for the good things, but we're really manifesting the bad things. Not intentionally, because those are the things that you kind of just say and let it go, like, oh, this ain't going to work out, or oh, I'm probably going to break down, or oh, this is going to happen. And when they do happen, it's like, what? Really? Well, you said it. You said it. Just because, it's not what you wanted, you still said it and you still got it. I just love going on little side tangents and rants, right? All right, Kelsey. What does Kelsey need to know? Welcome, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for showing up, sharing your energy. Because it really does feel good. It does feel good. It feels really good. All right, Kelsey. All right, Kelsey. We got the King of Pentacles. Again, Pentacles, it's security, it's material issues, it's money. And this King, this is, that man of means. This is like the Rockefellers. I'm not talking about Illuminati. I'm talking about like, this is that foundation. Aren't you excited, Kelsey? That's what this is. This is somebody who they're a staple in their community. They are the foundation. They're the cornerstone. But it's that type of energy. Then it is followed by the 10 of Cups. And so 10 of Cups, it's joy on the home front. So 10 is last step. It's the end of cycle. And this is just happy home and family, joy on the home front. And then again, it is followed by 4 of Swords. And we know that this is just rest and hiatus, taking a little break. Then it is followed by this lovely card, 3 of Swords. And again, Swords, it's the thought, it's the mind and intellect. And you look at this card and you think, wait, Rachel says that 3 and 7 are numbers of spirituality and divinity. So why are there 3 hearts piercing? I mean, why are there 3 swords piercing that heart? Like that does not look like divinity. That does not look like anything divine. Like how? But here, this is separation with heartache, separation with heartache. Then it is followed by the Queen of Wands. And again, Wands is jobs, employment, and security. And this card, it's of course, they're all my favorites, but she to me is kind of like, the witch, or somebody who, like the positive witch, like this is, she is ambitious. She's hardworking. She has her wand. She's got a sunflower. She's got a black cat. Like she has all these tools, but they're tools with a purpose. I also see her as like the lower chakras. So like the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. And those to me are the hard, well, they're not that they're all hard, but these are our primal needs. These are like our basic needs. Then it is also where our creativity lies, and it's also where our willpower lies. So when we are able to keep those in check, that in itself is a huge feat. And I think only witches can do that. I'm just kidding. But no, it really is, because especially in, with the way things are now, we're always questioning about what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen on the news, what's going to happen, even if we're always coming from a place of love, if we're staying in neutral, if we're staying grounded, you can't help but like kind of think, what do I need to do? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just whenever you get like sucked into the vortex of, watching 20 hours of YouTube on how to boil peanuts and make quilts, and like, water purification skills, or drinking urine, like that can get dangerous. This just says, hey, look, you'll be taken care of. You are a magical being and you will figure it out. That's how I kind of see like the witch. Like she's this magic. She's just magic. Like she could take these crude, rude elements and make a bread out of it. That's how it feels like. So Kelsey, what this feels like is just what is going to become of this job situation. Of course, it's going to be good. This 3 of Swords, the heartache with separation. Of course, I want to say that you have gotten used to your home. You have got used to being there. And even though you're like, I'm ready to go out, it feels like you are going to miss that. You're going to miss that comfort of being home, that almost like that safety, because you didn't have to be out in the world for so long. And then it's not like you went into a hermit mode, but it's like you still had that protection. And I think that that's where your separation heartache is going to come from, or what they're saying with the 3 of Swords. It almost feels like social anxiety. So Chelsea, whenever you get this job and you start having this anxiety, don't think that it is you not knowing what you're doing. I really think that it's just this social anxiety, because for like whenever we were in COVID and everybody was, staying at home for the most part, and then things started open. Like I knew someone that went to like a convention, and it was really hard because of all that energy that's in there. And then whenever you think like it's a work related convention, these are vendors, these are people that are, like their product is things for people to buy. And so they haven't been in that capacity. So it was like, I got to sell. I got to get customers. And it's almost like, like, oh, I got to go. And so walking through there, I could imagine it'd be like, almost like, when you walk through the mall and they try and sell you everything, it's like, I don't even want to go down there. You get all this anxiety. And I think because you have been kind of pulled away from that for a little bit, that whenever you kind of jump back into it, it's going to be like kind of overwhelming. So just remember that. Don't think that it's you not knowing what you're doing. I think it's just you've kind of like been separated from not even reality. You just been like, it's just been different. The energy's been different. So whenever you go into it, it's like you're going to feel it. You know, it's just like whenever you stay inside all winter and then you go outside because this is the first day that there's not snow on the ground, and then you get burnt, you know, from the sun because you're not used to it. That's kind of how it feels. So don't worry about you doing something wrong. It's just the energy that you're really kind of not used to. Good news is you're going back to work, Kelsey. All right. Let's see what we're going to serve up at Alice's restaurant here. Alice's restaurant. I think I'd like to own a restaurant. I want to own like a taco and a hot dog stand. Here in Georgia, we have Brandy's world famous hot dogs. They're so good. And it's nothing but just a little skinny weenie that's like bread with hot chili on it. It's so good. And then every once in a while they can put coleslaw on it. It's just, can y'all tell that I have a food addiction? It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. All right, Alice. Well, Alice, these are some pretty cool cards. I used to do combinations. So I'm going to disappear off camera just for a second because I used to do combination of cards where they mean certain things. And I want to see what, I'm just kind of curious. Y'all talk amongst yourself right quick. I'm not going to go far. I'm right here. So Alice, I know this intensity here, but so the first one is, oh my gosh, this is my notes from like back in the day. I don't even know how old that was. Kind of curious now. Okay. So the first one is the Six of Cups. And so this is all about, you know, cups are emotion, it's feelings, it's perceptions. And the six, this is, you know, it's creativity, it's spiritual health, it's stability. It's all about something from the past. Okay. And then it is followed by the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Both new beginnings. The Ace of Cups is like the real thing. The Ace of Wands is beginning of a new start. And then it's followed by the Hierophant and the Fool. And so here I'm going to look to see at my combinations to see, which I know that they only usually work and when you do the Celtic cross, but something was telling me to look. So let's just see. We got what is it? Ace of Wands. All right. Oh, the pressure. I love it. I love it. Okay, so Alice, something from the past. Then we got this new emotional beginning. Okay, then it is followed by an Ace of Wands, a new start. Then you have the Hierophant. So, you know, the Hierophant, you've got the Hierophant and you've got the Fool. So the Fool is all about a new journey, a new beginning. But the Hierophant, so the Hierophant is like it's he is the major arcana, and 5 is all about it's like middle road, it's changes, it's transition, and so he can be seen as something that is rigid, almost like social structure. A lot of people don't like the Hierophant. I really like him because it's almost like he is standing for what he believes in. It's living by your own rules. It can also be seen as like religion, like this orthodox, like this old way of doing it. So, Alice, something about the Hierophant is really making me think like occult, esoteric. And so whenever I say occult, I don't mean like you're fixing to go, join, Alistair, Alistair Cooley, what's his name? Yeah. Yeah. It's not like you're going to go join his cult. It just feels like you are starting out on something very new, something very foreign to you, something that is, still like a mystery, but it seems something like metaphysical. I don't want to say supernatural maybe, but it just feels like that. But it feels like this is something that you wanted to do from your childhood. And I said the word supernatural. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe something happened in your childhood and now you want to get into the paranormal. So there's that emotional connection because you had this thing that happened and you're trying to figure it out. Or if you watched a TV show or you read a book and that was just like you watched the show every week and you loved it. And at the time you thought it wasn't real. And now that you've kind of grown up, you're like, okay, well, these things are real and I can do this. But that's what this feels like. It feels like you've got this, it feels like this is your passion, but it also feels like this is your time. It also makes me feel like you couldn't have done this 5 years ago because you weren't able to financially, like it wasn't right. Like this wasn't an option. This, like you couldn't have done this 5 years ago. It might have been because you didn't even know about it, but it just feels like you wasn't able to do it in the past. And it's like you're going to do it. And everybody goes, what are you doing? That's crazy. That is crazy. And you're like, I know it's going to be so crazy. It's going to be bonkers. And it just doesn't feel like anybody can, like they're trying to talk you out of it. Like they're trying to tell you like, no, Alice, like, don't do that. That's crazy. And don't do that, Alice. And they're trying to like reel you back in. And you're like, I know. And then guess what I'm going to do afterwards? Like you're just, to them, it seems like you're just snowballing, but you're just excited and you've got all these things going on and it's going to be good. Like, don't be scared. Don't be hesitant. But it just feels like these are things that you never thought that you could do or they wasn't even possible. And now it's like you feel like you're a kid that got a new toy for Christmas or like a new bicycle. And now you're able to go anywhere. That's how this feels. It feels like you are a kid that, you had like a scooter. It wasn't even a bicycle. And then you got this brand new bicycle for Christmas. And it's like, now you think, oh my gosh, the places I can go. And you're daydreaming and you're fantasizing and you're just so excited. And everybody's going, you're not going to go far. Like we live on an island. Like where are you going to go? You're not going to go nowhere. But it's like, you're not even thinking about the island. You're thinking of the freedom that this is going to give you. And it's like, you're not even seeing these limitations because there are no limitations, because in your mind, you can do anything, because it's like, that's how crazy or supernatural this feels. Like once you found out that this is possible, you're like, what? It's just like whenever I was talking about time travel, which I know you're not going to go time traveling, but that's what it almost seems like how you would say, what, time travel? Like I can literally hop into this capsule and go anywhere in time. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. And like, well, you can't do that. You can't do this. And that's what it feels like. Like you're so excited to find out. which is really, really cool. So you got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Fool. Those are all new starts. And the Hierophant. Again, it's somebody that is living by your own rules. So go do it. Go do it and enjoy it. Take pictures. Don't get arrested. And have fun, Alice. I don't know if we're friends on Facebook, Alice, but it sounds like we need to be because it looks like you fixing to have fun. It's like you just got the convertible. It's like you just got, I don't know. It's just like you've been handled this, like you've just got this opportunity now, and like there's no holding you back, no stopping you. And, you know, like something was limiting you before and you're fixing, like you've already hit the ground running. Yes, Heather, you may ask for a reading. Doesn't mean you're going to get one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, I'll come back to you, Bridget, because I just now seen you. The Ascension Network. I know I shouldn't be in here right now while on a spiritual journey, but just to shout out to say I love you all, and I'm glad Rachel is leading you tonight. I am. I'm leading them. We're going to the slaughterhouse. Come on, sheep. Let's go to the slaughterhouse. It'll be fun. All right. So we got to go back. Let's see. Let's see. All right, Heather. All right, Heather, then Brigitte. Heather May. What do the cards need to know for Heather May? I love these cards, but they're big. Said no one ever. Do y'all remember the Burger King commercial where like the king had the little bitty hands and he was holding the Whopper? That's how I feel with these cards. I feel like I got a little bit like midget hands trying to hold them. I can't shuffle them. You know what they say, more than a handful's a waste, right? Oh my gosh, I got to stop. I got to stop. I hope y'all got that. If not, you're going to think I'm goofy. All right. All right, Heather May. Well, Heather May, this is a really cool reading too. So the first one. So pull 5 cards. The first one in the first position is the Magician. Major Arcana. It's only a Major Arcana. We haven't been getting a lot of Major Arcanas tonight. This is the Magician. So, you know, the Magician, this is creating your own reality. It's divine healing. And the Magician is one of my favorite cards because it's like, look, he's a magician. He can make anything happen. It was like what I was talking about earlier with the Queen of Wands, you know, making anything happen, like taking all these rude, very primal things and turn it into like the softest bread you've ever ate. It's like, how did you take this and make bread? That's what the Magician is. And it's knowing that you are the magician and you can create your own reality. And so look, here he's got all of them. He has got the wand, he's got the cups, he's got the swords, and he's got the pentacles. But where are they? They're on the table. He doesn't need them because you know why? He is the tool that he needs. Everything that he needs is within him. If he needs a little extra or he needs a little help, then they're laying right there on the table. But he's not counting on them. And that's I just love that. But that's what that is, because it's you, you know, it's you. It's you. And so, Heather May, I don't know if you were here at the beginning where I was ranting and talking about how for the past couple of weeks I've been really, really tired. And then like the next 2 days, got tons and tons of energy. And so before I would be like, okay, I'm really, really tired, but my normal bedtime's 11, so I'm going to go to bed at 11. And then, like I said, the next day I am wide awake and I'll be like, look, I'm wide awake, but I'm going to, go to bed at 11. It's like I'm just doing whatever my body is saying to do. If I'm super tired, I'm going to bed at 7, which I can do that because my kid is 13. And if I want to stay up to 2:30 in the morning, I can do that too, again, because my kid is 13. He's gaming. That's what he does. That's his job. I'm just listening to my body. And I don't know why I'm going through this. I don't know what the deal is. But it's like I quit trying to control it. And so that's what this feels like, that Heather, start listening to your body. Not that you're trying to control it. It just feels like your body is giving you signs of things that are going on, and you can fix that. And I'm not talking about you have cancer. I'm not saying anything like that, because I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a lawyer, no legal advice. I just throw tarot cards. But that's what this feels like. It could be like a diet, like a dietary issue, something like that. Like your body is giving you outward signs that, hey, this is wrong. You need to fix it. And yeah, like you could do all these things, but the answer lies within you. That's how this feels. And oh yeah, that's right. And the Magician is also about divine healing. Divine healing, yeah. So Heather May Louise Hay, right? Heather May Louise Hay. So Heather May, if you're not familiar with Louise Hay, she is a huge, like, I guess I'll say new age. She was one of the first ones about your thought, being able to heal yourself. That she's the one who started Hay House, but she has a lot of books on how to heal yourself. And I think that's the name of it, How to Heal Yourself. But it's all about what you think and some affirmations that you can say. So look up Louise Hay if this is something that you might be drawn to. Again, the Magician, you create your reality, and divine healing. Then it is followed by the 8 of Pentacles. And so the Pentacles here, Pentacles is security, material issues, and money, your wealth. The 8, it's all about, it's just like this person, he's overqualified, but he's still doing it because he's enjoying it. It's like you're way overqualified, but this is something that you enjoy. I'm going to ask for clarity on that. Then it is followed by the 6 of Pentacles. And again, the 6 of Pentacles, this is just all about, generosity coming to you. But you just be aware of how much you give out. Then it is followed by the Knight of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles is your security, it's material issues, it's your money. And the Knight, they're ones that are showing action. So this is going to be, so the Knight, it takes action. And so they're known with the Pentacles to be like hard workers. And I won't say conservative, but it's not like you have these grandiose ideas. It's like very practical, very down to earth, like that chop wood, carry water type thing. Like, if I do this, then I know this is going to happen. It feels like that. It feels like it's the next thing. It's the next step. Like, I have to do this in order to do that. That's what that feels like. Then it is followed by the 7 of Cups. And again, this is all about opportunities, things being presented to you. It just kind of feels like, So, Heather May, I really kind of thought that this was like an issue that you was having within your body, like something medical. But it really feels like this is something bigger, like you have all these options and you don't know what to do. And one, like you might be overqualified for one. And it's like, okay, well, I can do that because I want to give back. You know, like I know they can't afford my pay, almost like you'd be like in a nonprofit type thing. And you know, it's almost like the next step because, and of course, since I don't know, that makes me feel like you don't know what to do. Like, you know, like you just don't know what to do in this situation like, I don't feel like this is something that's going to come to you. Like, I think this situation is a situation that you're in now. I don't think it's a situation that happened 2 weeks ago and you're getting validation that you made the right choice. I don't think this is a situation that is coming up in 2 weeks to say, hey, be aware of it. I think that this is something that you are very much in right now, and you have a deadline that you have to make a choice, because you have all these options and you don't know what to do. So and I don't know if that's what's making you sick, like the stress of it, but it still feels like there is something in your stomach, maybe like an ulcer, or just being stressed out because you're trying to make a decision. So whenever I asked for clarity about if that's where I was headed with this, what came up is the Ace of Swords. And of course, swords is your thought, your mind, and intellect. And the Ace of Swords is a new start with difficulty. That really narrowed it down, didn't it? And then what came up is the Emperor. And the Emperor is a major arcana card. And so the Emperor, this is, it's like the leader. It's the person in command. So if Heather, one of those options is for you to be the leader, for you to be the head person in charge, you to be in command, then just look at that one a little bit and see how that resonates with you. Yeah. It's the two of swords. And so the two of swords, that can be like a stalemate, unable to decide. So honestly, what it feels like, Heather May, is that you have the decision to either be the leader or be not the leader. And it's like you want to be both. Because one, you want to be the person that's in charge. But then also, you know that comes a whole lot of stuff with it. And you don't want to have to think about that. Like, it would just be nice to be the person who just kind of shows up and gets told what to do. Like, you have to think less. So, again, I'm going to go back to the Magician. And the Magician is creating your own reality and divine healing. So perhaps you should go with the one that scares you the most, as far as you being unsure if you can handle that, or if it's the one that's like, oh no, that makes me nervous, I don't know if I can do that. Maybe that's the one you should lean towards. Very cool, Heather May. Again, I hope these will resonate with y'all, because, you know, I don't know. I'm talking to myself here. Talking to myself about my imaginary friends. Because y'all my friends. All right, Brigitte. And I'm going to keep going, so y'all don't worry about us being out of time. There is no such thing as time, right? There is such thing as time, but not really time. All right, Brigitte. What do the cards need to tell Brigitte? All right, Brigitte. So, the first one, again, this is for Brigitte. I didn't see a question, so I didn't know if you asked a question, but we're just going to go with it general here. So, this is the Knight of Pentacles, and Pentacles is security, material issues, money. It's that wealth, it's that foundation. The Knight is the one that's action, it's hard work, it's basic hard work. It's like that. And then it is followed by Major Arcana of the Judgment card. And so the Judgment is like a vision that can change your perspective. You know, it's like the opportunity to evaluate and make a decision. You know, like you're able to do this evaluation and see where you need to adjust. And then it is followed by the Ten of Swords. And so 10, it's like the last step, the end of the cycle. And so here, you know, this guy with the 10 of Swords, this is like overwhelmed, the end of a project. It could also mean the illness of yourself. And then it is followed by the Major Arcana card of the Hangman. And here it is what? The 12. It's number 12. So the Hangman, you know, it's like, I can also see this one as a stalemate of not knowing what to do. I also see the Hangman as like a total change of priority and a different change of perspective. And then it is followed by the Three of Wands. And so Wands is jobs, employment, and security. And so here the three, again, it's like three is groups, it's celebration, it's family, it's a support group. I see it as divinity, like the Trinity. And it's all about profit and success, like looking over rewards, it's business. But Brigitte, the thing that I see that all of these, all the faces, none of them are faced towards me. And the one that is faced towards me is the Hangman, and he's upside down. So Brigitte, it almost feels like it's not like you're not seeing this situation. It makes me feel like you are doing some sort of disassociation with it. So what does this mean? What does this mean for Brigitte? Brigitte, what it really kind of feels like is that there is this issue, and it might include you. Like if you're in a partnership with somebody and they're going through something and they caused all of it, but you had no association with it. So it's like you're not guilty, like you didn't do it. And I know that sounds like pretty like, what's going on? Like, did they rob a bank? But no, it just feels like in one of your partnerships or one of your friendships, the spotlight is being put on somebody. and people are seeing you almost guilty by association, and you're like, no, I had no clue. I had no involvement. I didn't know. And it's not like it's something illegal. They could just have been like doing something mean, something like, mean or unethical, maybe, like, I don't know. It just feels like it caught you out of the blue, just like it caught everybody out of the blue. And you're like, I don't know. That's just what it kind of feels like. It does feel very overwhelming, and like you don't know what to do, and that you're just kind of like watching that three of wands, that watching you know rewards or business, like overlooking, like it's almost like you just kind of took a step back and you're just going to see how it plays out. It doesn't feel like you have abandoned this person. It's like you're still friends. It's not like you're going to leave them high and dry, but it just feels like this person made some really bad decisions, maybe unethical decisions. Maybe they were just, not that it was that bad, but they went into that gray area, like where they should have stayed in a black or white area, and they went into that gray area. And so honestly, Brigitte, what this feels like, this feels, it feels like everybody is judging them, and they value your opinion so much, and they are very thankful that you aren't judging them, um, that you are coming down hard on them. You're not letting them get away with this, but you're also not um, like abandoning them. It almost looks like, hey, you messed up, but you realize you messed up. You didn't keep digging that hole deeper, and you're trying to figure out how to get out of it. And it's like, okay, let's figure out how we can get out of this. And so that's what it kind of feels like, and that you are disassociating from that, of like, they caused it, and they're going to fix it, and they're going to try and figure out why they did it, and all you're doing is just sitting on the sideline being the cheerleader. That's what this feels like. So Brigitte, that really, like, this feels very, very heavy, not bad. It just feels very, very heavy, very, very important. Almost like this is going to be more than life changing for this person. And, don't think that you have to stand beside them or anything like that. It just feels like that it feels like it's huge on your part, and it feels like it's huge on their part. It just feels like this big thing, like this huge lesson. And I don't know, it just feels huge. It feels big. So, good luck, Brigitte. If this does resonate, you can say yes, and I'll send some energy or some healing energy to the situation and into you. And because it feels heavy and it feels huge, but it's not like you're obligated. It's just like, hey, okay, I'll walk this walk with you. I'll help you. That's what it kind of feels like. All right. Who else we got? Okay, so the Ascension Network. Rachel, my life is going every which way but good. Honest to God, I'm so serious. Everything of mine of value has stopped working or broken. I feel like it's a person being vindictive. Some people say it's a spirit. Anyway, in 6 days I'll be homeless. You say your car was crashed. Anything you can tell me that the cards may say thank you. Alrighty, so let's see if we can give some information about that one. So your situation feels very, very heavy too. It, of course, it feels very much like a tower moment. Let's see what the cards say. Okay, so I've tried to look into the energy of this, and I don't know how to explain it. So I'm going to try to explain it the best way I see it. I don't think it's a spirit. I don't think someone is being vindictive. Honestly, what this kind of feels like is, and I don't want to say it's you because that just sounds so just like nonchalant. Oh, it's you. But it feels, like in paranormal when they do investigations and they talk about poltergeist activity and people think that it's a poltergeist going and causing all these things. This really feels like it is you, and I'm not blaming you, and it's not like that. It almost feels like you are not aware of how powerful you are with your energy. You are not aware of how intense you are with your energy. You are not aware of how you're not aware of how powerful you could be. That's what this feels like. And again, it's not like I'm blaming you saying, "Oh, you're the cause of this. You're the cause of this." It's just, it feels like you are almost this little energy generator, and you are pumping out massive amounts of energy, and it feels chaotic to you because it feels like so much, but it's like you're pumping it out, but you can't help but pump it out because you're in this excited, like adrenaline type mode. And again, I'm not berating you. I'm not saying this is your fault. I'm not saying anything like that. It just feels very overwhelming. It feels chaotic. It feels, that's what it feels like. And I don't know if you were, of course you would be, like anybody would be, and I would imagine you would be, that if your housing situation, like you knew this deadline or this time period was coming up with your housing situation, and your energy got very intense, and it just like started manifesting all these things, and it just got very chaotic. That's really what it feels like. It feels like you are this. Again, I'm not saying that you did this intentionally. It just feels like you are unaware of what a little power generator you are. I'm going to pull some cards. And of course, if you're in the middle of this, you're not going to know what to do. It's going to be hard for you to see. It's going to be hard for you to see like a way out. Just like with the reading before, what I was talking about with Brigitte, the person that was in this, they had no idea, and they needed somebody calm and loving and reassuring to say, stop, let's take a breath. What's the worst that could happen? And then it looks like it feels like the worst that could happen to you has already happened. So it's like, stop and take a breath. What it feels like is that you're hyperventilating. And again, I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong. It just feels like everything is out of control. You're hyperventilating. And so whenever you're in this chemical like release of hyperventilating, you can't think right. And so whenever you're in this chaotic, like adrenaline release, you can't think, because how can you think? All this is going on, and it feels so chaotic. It just feels like, you don't know, because you can't see straight, because you can't feel straight, and you have no idea. And it's like all you can do is just keep going, because that's what it feels like. Let's pull some cards and see what you can do. So can we have some guidance on what they can do to help with their situation? And again, I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying you're responsible, but it just like all these things are happening, and it's like, I just don't think you realize how powerful you are, like how strong your energy is, how intense you are. It's just like, what was, I think it was some kind of Marvel movie, and there was a gentleman that was made of rock, or he was just like a normal person. And then anytime he had like an emotion, he got like bigger, or he got rock, or turned to rock. And then like if he kept doing, it was going to get to the point to where he could no longer like function. That's how it feels. It feels like you are just so powerful, and you are this little power generator, and like all this energy is flowing, and it doesn't have a direction to go, so it's chaotic. So the first one is the 5 of Pentacles. And again, 5 is transition. It's like middle of the road. Like you can go either way. And that's kind of like exactly what we're talking about right now. You can go either way. You can kind of like take a step back and breathe. Find somebody and say, hey, look, right now, I don't know what to do. I can't see it. And, find somebody that you trust and just say, just tell me the next step to do. It's just like you can't rationally think, because you're not in the right frame of mind, because all these things is going on, and it's like you just can't do it because they're all important. Like, which one do you make the first thing that you do? Which is more important? What should you do? You can't do one without the other. It just seems like it just keeps spiraling and you don't know how to stop it because you can't. It's hard for you to see. It's hard for me to see what you should do. But this one is the Five of Pentacles. And so the five, again, it's like the middle of the road. It changes. You can either go up or you can go down. You can either get out of that situation, or you can keep just struggling in that quicksand. And so this is like feeling left out in the cold, feeling like separation, almost like divorce. It just feels like there's some sort of being separated and feeling left out and kicked to the curb, Then it is followed by the Three of Wands. And Wands is your jobs, employment, security. And that three is all about watching. It's like, looking for that rewards or that business or success. Is that point where you can stand back, look what you need to do to make adjustments and like autocorrect. And I feel like that's what you need to do. But it's just like when your house is on fire, you don't know what to do because your house is on fire, it's like, well, what do you do? It's like, I have no idea. My house isn't, it's like, what do you do? I don't know. My house is on fire. It just like your adrenaline is going so much. You have no idea what to do because you don't know what to do. Like, what's important? What comes first? That's what it feels like. And then it is followed by the Hangman. And this is the Major Arcana card. And again, the Hangman, it's a total change of priorities. So what are your priorities right now? Like, what is the thing that you need to do? Calm down. And I'm not saying you're calm, but just stop and find somebody to help walk you through this. Okay. Somebody you trust, help walk you through this. Then it is followed by the Four of Swords. And swords, it's your thought, it's your mind and intellect. And this is all about taking a rest, taking a break, taking a breather, taking that hiatus. Just stop. Okay. Stop and relax. Then it is followed by the Page of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles is security, it's material issues and wealth. The Page is this new energy, this fresh energy, new information that's coming in. Just find somebody that you trust and say, look, I don't know what to do. I can't think. It's very much that whole fight or flight type situation. And that is what I think you're probably your vagus nerve, your vagal nerve. I think it's your vagus nerve. But look that up and that'll tell you how to breathe. That and I know you're probably thinking, how is breathing, how is me finding somebody going to keep me from not having a car or being homeless or all these things not working for me? It's just like whenever you're on the bottom of the pile and everything is piled on top of you, it is hard to see daylight. It's hard to breathe. Somebody that's not in that pile can look back and say, hey, turn your head to the left and there's a pocket and you can breathe. Or turn your head to the right. There's nothing right there on your right and you can breathe. But whenever you're underneath all this, you have no idea, because you're suffocating, that's how it feels. But the more upset, again, I'm not judging. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just, it's increasing, it's like you have to stop the momentum. And I get that. You're like, I'm not going to have a house to live in. I have no car. Don't tell me not to stop the momentum. How? How does that work? Take a breath and just breathe. Whenever you're in trouble, we look for the lifeguard. Find you a lifeguard and you say, hey, look, I'm literally drowning. I don't know what to do. Just help me. Help. They don't have to help you, like money wise or physically, and they don't have to get like emotionally involved, but just say, help me find land. Help me see. Give me like a little bit of hope. And I think if you ask somebody that way, they will help. You know, that's all you need is like a little change of perspective and a little bit of hope, you know, and whenever everything is going on, it's hard to see any options because all you see is everything going on. You can't see nothing. So, of course, I will be very cliche-ish and say, don't worry, it's all going to work out. And when you get to the other side, it's going to be awesome. What this kind of feels like is that what this feels like is if you, okay, so I'm just going to say it. It feels like you was in a relationship that you knew that was done and over, and like you knew it wasn't right for you, but you still stayed there because you was comfortable. And the universe is saying, you need to leave. You need to get out of there. And you're like, no, it's okay. I got this. I like this. I like being here. And the universe is like, you need to leave. You need to do it. Like, no, get out of this relationship. Get out of this relationship. And so either this relationship could be like a significant other, or it can be a job. They're like, you need to leave. You need to go. And so the universe is giving you all these little kicks. And you're like, no, you either ignored them or you didn't want to hear it. And so then that's what's happened, you know? But it feels like everything is being compounded because you have this incredibly high, intense amount of energy. And you are feeling so overwhelmed, you don't know how to direct it. Like you don't know, because it's like, where do you direct it to? Like, I totally get it. Just find a lifeguard, find somebody that can help you, and just say, I just need some help. I need an afternoon. Can you come spend an afternoon with me? You know, help me make a plan. I don't know. Help me, like let's just help me like a map. And, you know, and so some people, if they're not used to like this trauma that's happening right now, they don't know. They're just like, oh, they're just being dramatic, you know, like it's like whenever you're in this moment, you can't see and you don't know what to do because everything is happening. So just say, hey, I need help. Will you spend 2 or 3 hours with me? Will you just kind of help me come up with a map, come up with some sort of plan? I don't know and I can't think, but everything is out of control. And then you just breathe. And then you might want to reiterate to this person, I'm not looking for help like monetary donations. I'm not asking to live with you. I'm not asking to borrow your car. I'm not asking these things. I'm just asking you to give me like a little bit of hope and point me in a direction. Give me a map. Give me a plan of like let's help think of a plan. And somebody will help you. I know they'll help you. They will. So, yeah. If your house is on fire, the first thing you do is you get out. If you're drowning, I don't want to say get out of the water because that just sounds bad, but it's just like whenever and all this is going on, just stop and remove yourself from the situation. And again, I'm not like, I understand how hard that would be because I'm just giving you this information and you're like, yeah, but how does that work? Like that does not help me. That does not tell me what I need to do. But I think you just need to stop and take a breather, whether that's for half an afternoon or just 2 or 3 hours. If you can just step away from everything just for a minute and get a plan of action, I think you'll start to see things differently. It's just you can't see nothing if you're at the bottom of the dog pile. So you got it. You can do it, and it will be fine. And I would say thanks for just reaching out to Jennifer, or thank you for reaching out to the Ascension Network and just asking, because I don't know how many times I have dug that hole deeper thinking I could handle it. I don't know how many times I have made situations worse because I thought I could handle it because I didn't want to ask for help, especially right now when so much is going on. It's I'm the last person that will ask for help. So kudos to you, because to me, some people don't want to ask for help. They think that that's a sign of weakness, but to me, it's kind of stronger to ask for help because it's hard to ask for help. So, and all you're doing is just asking for a plan or a map. You're not asking, financially, just help me see the way, turn some lights on, give me a roadmap, give me a compass, give me something. And you'll find it. You will find it. So, and now I'm kind of curious as to why you're going through all this. What is going to happen, where you're going to be in a year, what kind of leadership role you're going to be in a year where you're leading people through stuff. So you got it. And if it's okay, I'll send you some good energy to this situation, okay? I'll send you some energy for the situation. I'll send you some peace and some clarity and some peace and clarity. How about that? All righty. Who else we got? Hey, Chastity. All righty. Well, let's just see. Is there anybody else that's got it? Anybody else got any questions? Hey, Denise. Huh? Well, all righty. Well, I don't see anybody else, so I think I'm going to go ahead and head off and go wash some clothes. I'm so excited. I'm going to wash some clothes. Oh, why not, right? Got to make it good. Got to change it. I'm transmuting that energy, right? All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for sharing space. Thank you for sharing love. I really do appreciate it. And it like you have no idea how much I learn from each and every one of you, especially whenever I do readings. And it's not like I'm prying into your business, but it expands my awareness. It makes me, it just makes me so more appreciative. And so as crazy as everything has been, I told Jennifer this, Monday, it was crazy. I felt like a toddler. Monday, I was literally sitting outside crying because I don't know what to do. But it's very overwhelming. I know, it's collectively and my stuff, all this stuff going on. And then, so all that was going on over the weekend and Monday. And then Tuesday, my 13-year-old, I had done a class for him, or was going to take him to a class where it's Bob Ross painting that, Bob Ross style painting. So I done this like 2 weeks ago and signed him up for this class. I didn't have any idea that it was 3 hours long. I did not look at that part. So we're sitting down, or he's over there painting. I'm sitting at this barn, this equestrian barn, by a creek with my shoes off in the woods with chickens and guineas running around and horses running around. And I thought, this is 3 hours, and it was like, as much as I was like, I can't believe I got to go out here and sit for 3 hours. I was like, I never ever would have just went and sat like that for 3 hours, but I had no choice. And I enjoyed every minute of it, and I was grateful that I was in a mindset to I realized that instead of fussing about it or instead of staying on Facebook the whole 3 hours, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to mess with the ants. You like redirect them, make them go this way and that way. And I'm going to dig in the ground with my feet, and I'm going to watch chickens, and I'm going to watch these guineas run around. And it was exactly what I needed. So the universe, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, will provide. And it will provide more whenever you are aware of it. I'm a big believer in that. So I guess be mindful. That's the point of that story. I don't know. But just like when I do readings for y'all, it just puts me in this greater appreciation of love. And I don't know. It's just, it really does. It really does. It just, I don't know. I'm thankful, very thankful. Thankful I had this opportunity to interact with y'all, To me, that's very humbling because I feel connected to y'all when I'm just talking to my imaginary friends here on my TV. But yeah, it just makes me feel so connected. But yes, I was earthing with my feet. It was very relaxing. I mean, it was just the coolest little place. So very cool. But thank y'all. So, all right. Bye, guys. I appreciate it. Talk to y'all later. Deuces. And now I got to find if there's an exit thing, maybe. Who knows? All right. So I'll see y'all Monday then, right? I'll see y'all next Monday. Wanda's going to be on Sunday. All righty. Bye, guys.